and some people might not think about it like that. Like this situation, this virus is affecting everyone in a lot of ways, like their jobs and livelihood and this and that. But like, I don't know. So, like I have been kind of treating the whole thing as from a mental health standpoint. All of this is really taxing on your mental, because I work in the public and it is like at the beginning it was so stressful, man. And then aside from that, just like this social distancing concept, like bro, even with you, I see you pretty regularly, like I'll see you just in passing, even though we stay pretty distant. I'll see you, so it's not like that big of a deal. And then we have podcasts, we talk to each other pretty much every day, so it's not like I'm completely distant from you. But even just not being able to have you come inside and like chill with us, and like watch TV or like play video games with us like in person, is like. And imagine the people, like I have friends who their whole life was social, you know what I mean? And so like they were always just hugging at events with all these crowds, these extroverted people, and now have none of that. And they're not allowed to have any of that. So they're going crazy. And just from I got to admit to myself personally, just like I think a lot of it had to do with the stuff going on with me, just moving houses, getting a dog, like all these changes in my life, my knee injury, dealing with that for the last 6 months. Like all these things have just changed my life so crazy to the point where like it has been affecting my mental health severely. And I like called you the other day because I just was starting to realize it, that I just was unhappy, just was very unhappy. And like, I don't like to use the word depression because that's like, that can be a really serious mental issue. And if you're just like feeling a little sad, I don't like for myself personally to like use that term. But I like it comes to the point where you got to be honest and just use it and say, hey, like I'm suffering from depression, and like and you can it too when you wake up. Like I've had times where I've got so much to do, and I have a huge. That's why I called you the other day, because I had a huge to-do list, and I used to be able to knock all that stuff out. I would get good sleep, I would eat well, I'd exercise pretty much every day in some way, I would skate regularly, I would I would paint and just write and edit and do all these things because they were things that made me happy. And lately it because of all this stuff in the world, it's gotten to the point where I turn on Spotify and none of my playlists sound good despite all the genres I have. There's usually something I'm in the mood for, and I'm almost always listening to music. Lately there's been times where I just turn it on, nothing sounds good, I just close the app. And then like food, I'll go in the kitchen, I fucking love food, I love to cook, I love shopping. I haven't been grocery shopping. No food really sounds good. So I've been like eating a little worse because the only thing that like really is like appealing to me is just like burgers and just unhealthy stuff, sweets. I've been back on a sweets binge, and like I just had to like put my foot down and just realize like, yo, you haven't been making new paintings, you haven't been working on your audiobook, you haven't been doing this. And granted, like a lot of it is because of time management, like with the dog and the new house, like I had to get the washing machine. And so for this whole intro to this household, it's been, everything's just kind of been up in the air. And it hasn't been until just now that I'm really starting to like exhale and be like, okay, this is my home, we're good now, we got a washer and dryer, we have this, we're all set in jobs, we know how to pay the bills, like, it's all secure. And now I can remember these things that I need to be doing, even if it's hard to get out and like do some sit-ups or like go jog around the block. It's so hard to like take that first step, but doing that is going to give you that, like those chemicals that your brain has been lacking, and it's going to help, and so I'm not going to say that that's like the answer to everyone's problems or their depression is just like do something that makes you happy, because sometimes it's impossible. It's just like you can't get out of bed. It's impossible to do those things. But just recognizing that you have that going on in your brain and remembering like, okay, these are the things that make me happy in life. These are the things I need to start getting back to, even if it's as simple as just drawing a picture in your sketchbook. If you can't get the energy to paint, draw a picture in your sketchbook, or just like make one to-do list, do the dishes one time, just like do one little thing
that's what it's
that
about.
might start just start chipping away at the to-do list that you've been neglecting. Just like start somewhere to like and to just kind of start feeling better, you know what I mean? And it can be a long road, and it can be a seemingly endless road for some people, but it's important to address it and talk about it. And that's what we really want to do these next handful of episodes and like this next stretch of the podcast, just because it is such a pressing issue right now.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, dude. No. Yeah, you said it pretty good. Yeah, it's something we're definitely gonna be touching on more. and I'm excited. I'm excited to touch on that more, and it is a serious issue. Yeah, for real. Uh,
And it's okay,
yeah.
you know, like I encourage people to like you know, people call them like Debbie Downers or whatever. People are just always like down or and whatnot. But
Everybody has feelings.
like,
you know what I mean?
yeah, and
Everybody's
it's
got
okay to
feelings.
feel.
It is okay to
It's
feel.
okay to feel, you know. And so like if like you know I try to. There are certain people I reached out to that, and a lot of people I didn't feel comfortable talking to about some of these issues, but I had my people that I talked to and I felt safe talking to, you know, even if it's just like one person that you can go to just to be like, hey, I thought I had these thoughts today and like I want to break that down a little bit. You know, your friends shouldn't be your therapists, and if you need a therapist, like that's the route you should go, you know. But sometimes it can just be as simple as just talking with your friend and just like chatting through some things, and like that can be the one thing that gives you that little bit of serotonin to keep you going for the day, you know.
Yeah.